The Teekloof Pass is a major pass located right on the border of the Northern and Western Cape between Leeu-Gamka on the N1 in the south and Fraserburg on the R353 in the north. The geology comprises both the hard-weathering sandstone and the much softer mudstone. This latter layer has caused many problems on this pass with rockfalls and damage to the road surface. It was completely revamped in 2006 at a cost of 11.2 million rand. The pass is named after the ravine carved out by the Teekloof, which translates into Teebush River. This is a high-altitude pass, and when it does occasionally snow here in winter, this pass will be closed to traffic depending on the depth of the snow. The surrounding mountains have an average altitude in excess of 1,420 meters, but near the summit you will see the major peak of Du Toit's-Kop dominating the skyline to the east with a summit altitude of 1,843 meters. It is the highest point in the Steenkampsberg range. As the road approaches the summit point, a long stretch of flat terrain is traversed called Steenkampsvlakte. The descent begins quite gently as the road curves towards the west, where the narrower part of the Teekloof comes into view. The mountains here consist of a soft, crumbling shale-like mudstone, which has turned into a double-edged sword for the road builders. Whilst the benefit of this soft, crumbling rock is ease of construction, the downside is that the rock type is unstable and has caused many problems with the road surface over the years. The pass received a major facelift in 2006, but on the day of filming, during March 2015, large chunks of the roadway had collapsed and were in the process of being restabilized by the construction engineers, as can be clearly seen in this video. Most of this construction repair work is taking place in the upper half of the pass. The road descends through some fairly comfortable curves after having crossed from the eastern side of the kloof to the western side, where it remains for the rest of the descent. After 8 bends in various directions, the kloof widens and the scenery becomes more dramatic. The vegetation is sparse and the blue-grey color of the mountains dominates the rugged landscape. Soon the road reaches an 800-meter-long dead-straight section, then bends towards the east and follows a nose in the mountain. At the end of this nose is the first of the hairpin bends, and it's a tight one in radius and angle at 170 degrees. Here, on this flattish mini plateau, the construction crews have laid out a substantial view site with a single shelter from the blazing summer sun. This spot is called Breakfast Neck. If the weather is good, which it usually is, this is an excellent place to take a break and enjoy the grand views, usually in complete solitude. Take a walk over the road for a peek down into the ravine on the northeast side, where the Teekloof with its radiating arms can be followed up into the north. The road can be clearly seen for most of its distance towards the summit. Looking towards the southeast, one can enjoy good views of the lower half of the pass snaking its way down the mountain. The R353 can be seen heading in a long straight tarmac ribbon off into the horizon. After negotiating the Breakfast Neck hairpin bend, the road drops quickly through a wide arc into the southeast, dipping in and out of the side ravines. After 1 kilometer, the second hairpin bend is reached. This hairpin bend also has a name called Blue Collar Dry, which translates into Blue Patches Bend. Before the hairpin, a tight S-bend must be dealt with, and then the hairpin itself, which is a very tight 180 degrees. As you arrive at the foothills of the Steenkampsberg, you'll realize that the Teekloof Pass is a fairly serious drive. Before the pass was rebuilt and tarred, this must have been a very interesting drive when it was still a gravel road, as some of the gradients were as steep as 1 in 4. Comply with the recommended speed limit signs and all will be well. The heading changes into the east and continues descending for 700 meters to the final right-hand bend of 120 degrees, whereafter the road straightens out into the south and crosses the river over a substantial bridge. This is also the point where the pass ends, and it's the border between the Northern and the Western Cape.